Hi guys, Crolister here with another long play. Continuing on the Mega Man Legacy Collection playthrough series, today I will be playing Mega Man 4, which is a lot funner and more fair than Mega Man 3, by far. I'll let you enjoy the opening sequence. That opening cutscene basically reiterates the story of Mega Man 1. And then we have this follow-up. Alright, Mega Man, let's go. For Mega Man 4, I like to start off with Dust Man. He's a pretty easy boss. The stage itself can prove tricky, though, if you're not familiar with the game. As before, I am making a save point at the start of every stage, so if I screw it up during the recording, I can just load it and try it again from the start, so I can get a video of a whole playthrough without the rewind function, because the rewind function would just make the video look hideous. I only screw up one stage, though, and that's Ringman stage, so this is a pretty good playthrough through and through. The powerful new Mega Buster alleged in the opening cutscene is the charging attack, where Mega Man can charge a shot. I was reckless there. And unleash it to do triple damage. These ladybug-type robots are a nuisance. I absolutely hate them. These blocks that assemble a walkway over the spikes will disappear if you're not quick to move around them. And the ladybug robots make that a real pain, so deal with me taking a lot of hits here. Mega Man 4 introduces the lovable character Eddie, which is a friendly metal that appears in some stages and gives Mega Man a randomly selected item. If you're lucky, you could get an extra life or an energy tank from him. You gotta shoot through some blocks to get past the trash compactors here. There are some metals in some parts. And to get past some parts of it, you will need the slide. Sliding can also help you to move faster. Just be careful of where to slide. Jump bigs aren't as annoying as the giant jumping enemy in the previous games are, since you can charge a buster. Alright, so here's Dust Man. The first of the robot masters Dr. Cossack is sending after us. Jump F soon as the Dust Crusher approaches. Dust Man is invincible while he is doing the vacuum suck move, so just move in the opposite direction and wait before you shoot him. There, easy. Next, we'll do Skull Man. The balls shot from the Super Ball Machine Juniors only do 1 point of damage, so that's not a big deal. To destroy Skeleton Joes, you have to shoot them with a fully charged shot from the Mega Buster. An uncharged shot will only stun them. Shield Attackers, iconic enemy of the series. They appear in pretty much all of the main Mega Man series titles from this game onwards. The Baton, or the Baton Ton, as it was renamed in Mega Man 4, another iconic enemy. There's Eddie again. He gives me a weapon capsule, which I didn't need at all. Here's an optional route that you can go on this stage that can get you an energy tank. Just be careful of the shield attackers. If they're too far to the off screen, while you destroy them, they'll instantly respawn, so wait for them to move a little. Just like with the previous games, you use energy tanks at will in order to restore your vitality as needed. You can hold up to 9 in this game. 9 is also the maximum limit for extra lives in this game and onwards. That's not the case with Mega Man 3. Wait for the skull mitts to shoot before I go forth. Be careful about progressing far without hesitation here because of the Immer. No, that's Mega Man X. The worm-type robots, you know. I almost called them Immer, except that's an enemy from Mega Man X, not Mega Man 4. So. Skeleton Joe's here, so ready your charge shot as you go forth. There we go. Dust Crusher is good on Skull Man. quickly he attacks makes it somewhat hard to shoot the Dust Crusher on the later shots while under pressure, so not exactly easy to no-damage him. Remember that even with his weakness, the Dust Crusher, the Skull Barrier makes him invincible, so wait for the skulls to disappear, obviously. I'm not even gonna use the Skull Barrier at all in this playthrough. Even though it is Dive Man's weakness, I'm perfectly capable of taking him on with just a Mega Buster. These fish-type robots will jump after they get close enough to you, so just get ready to shoot the Mega Buster. Your maximum jumping height is higher while underwater. You need to slide in order to reach narrow paths like these. The swim metals can be hard to avoid. Unlike with Mega Man 1, if you take a hit, you're invincible even to spikes, so that's good. Dang it, Eddie, I need a useful item. These droids will drop and then rise after you get close enough to them. Watch their movement and jump over them while the water is high enough. The Mantons do quite a lot of damage also. Down this pit is a secret item. That being the wire. We will need to fight the second WoW-type robot once again. Just approach the mines carefully, and back away once they get ready to detonate. They might detonate later rather than sooner. Alright, now watch me take on Dive Man without using the Skull Barrier. Master Opponent. If you actually use the skull barrier, he does a lot more charging attacks than he does with dive missile. Whereas if you try to use the buster on him, he does the dive missile a bit more often. Which helps as you can shoot them away with the Mega Buster shots. Drill Man is next to go. We got these nuisances again. You can use the Dust Crusher on these annoying ladybug-type enemies. Which is a little bit of a troll since they appear in the very stage where you get this very weapon. I suppose it's not as much of a troll as Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy, where you require to use Rush Coil in order to cross spikes, and you get Rush Jet in that very stage, requiring you to be smarter than a typical player. Alright, so as you just saw, you can use the wire to shoot the cable straight upward onto a ceiling and reel Mega Man in order to help him reach a ledge, as an alternative option to that of Rush Coil. I used the wire to get that energy tank you saw. Those wheel-type robots will spin out if you're not quick to shoot them, and they'll be invincible while they do so. And they can be a bit of a headache if you're not quick. These chutes you see throughout this part will drop rocks that can be destroyed with your shots. And if you miss or fail to shoot them, they'll break into shards that'll damage you on contact. So be careful while crossing these. Flipping the switches, as you see, will make terrain visible. Not that I need that at all. Use the dive missile on Drill Man. Even with the dive missile, Drill Man is invincible while he is burrowing into the ground. And the damage he deals on contact is brutal. The drill bomb can also deflect the dive missile, so aim carefully. You get the rush jet after you beat Drill Man. Next up, we got Toad Man. I find it funny that in Mega Man and Bass, which I played as Virtual Console on the Wii U, the GBA version, that it says that, Snake Man's like is Toad Man, and Toad Man's dislike is Snake Man. Good to know, one of the Robot Masters actually has another Robot Master as a stalker. At the beginning of Toad Man's stage, the rain you see pushes Mega Man back while in midair, so you have to be careful while jumping across the gaps. And then the Peppies and the robots that shoot the parasol at you can make that slightly hard. The currents of water will also drag you in the direction that they're flowing in. Just be careful of the Ratons and the blob-like robots on the ceiling. Wait for the snail's eyes to open before you shoot. That's its weak point. It'll lob bombs and set its eyes after you to hit you. This one is slightly harder since there's a stream of water, which forces your movements. We got the same fish you see at the beginning of Dive Man stage. To get through this part easier, use Rush Jet. And descend just before you get to the end. For Toad Man, we're going to use the Drill Bomb. He'll jump if you shoot straight away, so approach him and shoot him as soon as he raises his arms, like this. And you can beat him easy. After beating Toad Man, you get the Rain Flush and the Rush Marine. The Rush Marine I'm not going to use at all the entire game. I have no reason to use it. The one stage where it looks like it could be useful is actually not, judging by my performance in the game's challenges, so. Alright, Bright Man. Throughout this stage, at the beginning and the end actually, there are enemies that'll dim the room and brighten it again, as you see here. Move carefully. You will need to jump along these grasshopper-type robots. The totem poles that you see will jump higher than you if you attempt to jump over them, so your only option is to shoot them. This route is optional. If you take it, you can get an extra life and an energy tank. I'll just use Rush Jet to return. Whether each of the grasshoppers jumps high or low, or further or shorter, I should say, is randomly decided for each playthrough. Just watch where you land on each one. Precision matters while jumping across these platforms up here. If you shoot the light bulb robots, these platforms will not turn invisible. Just so you know. Now we get to fight one of the biggest monsters of a boss throughout the series, in my opinion. Brightman. While he's not as infuriating as Fireman and Snake Man are, his attack with the Flash Stopper is super cheap, because you can't really avoid it at all, and he tends to jump into you while you're unable to move, and you can't break free of it, so that's pretty cheap in my opinion. I'll just... oh no. Good enough, good enough. I hate this boss. Alright, Pharaoh Man. Continually jump while moving across the quicksand, and mind the scorpion-type robots, and the dragonfly-type robots overhead. There's a secret area here you can access by using the Rush Jet, right here. This is the other secret support item, the balloon carrier. Wait for the baton tons before you cross the spikes. And be extra careful about crossing the hovers around the spikes. Because if you're a fan of the series, you would know that spikes are instant death if you touch them. The hovers have their own set pace for shooting their bullets. Be careful about the mummy-type robots. They'll shoot their head into the direction you're in. If you jump just before you shoot, you can dodge them. Pharaoh Man's weakness is supposed to be Bright Man's weapon, the Flash Stopper. Just use the weapon to hold him in place, and spam auto-firing. Or just tap the shoot button as fast as you can. Alright, now we're on arguably the hardest stage in the game, and the only stage in the recording that I actually screwed up and had to replay, which I cut out of the video, Ringman stage. The Flash Stopper is useful to get past the wall blasters. Looks like I'm not getting that one up. Jump and shoot your Mega Buster at this sub-boss carefully, because it's only vulnerable while it's doing the ring spread out attack. And then you have to fight another hippo here. Master Opponage, I beat both flawlessly. If you use Rush Coil or the wire to get up to that ladder you saw, you can go into an extra room where Eddie will appear and give you an item. These yellow coil platforms move in the opposite direction as the trippy platforms you see in the first half of the stage, and if you're not careful while crossing them, the rings can hit you off and kill you easily. That was what got me in a previous run on this stage during the recording. If it wasn't for that, I would have had a no-miss playthrough. So, curse you, rings. This one's harder since you're closer to it, and The wall is, right there. Ringman can be tricky if you're not familiar with the game, and if you haven't memorized his movement pattern. His weakness is the Pharaoh shot, and remember that the Pharaoh shot can be charged, like the Mega Buster. Even if you memorize Ringman's movement pattern, he can still screw you up. Regardless of Brightman and Ringman, though, I definitely think Mega Man 4 is more fair and more fun than Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 I struggled in, like I made clear in the previous video of this playthrough. This game, though, is actually, pretty good. Alright, so, now we move on to the supposed antagonist of this game, Dr. Cossack. Fun fact, this game was released around the dates of the fall of the Soviet Union and the Berlin Wall. So, the game designers decided to make the game be a game set in Russia with a Russian antagonist for that reason. Some tips about the first Cossack stage. Mega Man moves slowly in the snow at the start, so you have to jump to move quickly. And the frozen platforms are slippery, so you have to jump in order to navigate across them safely. There are Skeleton Joes and up and downs here. If you miss an up and down, you need to wait for another one to appear and shoot it successfully before you can jump safely, or use the skull barrier. This one gave me some trouble for some reason. Alright, I will use the skull barrier just here, just to make sure I get across the up and down safely. Other than that, I didn't use the skull barrier at all otherwise. Here's what the balloon carrier does. It's very similar to a support item from a previous game. Be careful around the ladders, because the ladder press does a lot of damage and can hit you back down. We're gonna use direct hits with the drill bomb to take out the jump egg. And then the ring boomerang for the boss Mothra. I must warn anybody that's photosensitive. The bosses in the Cossack and Wily stages will have a flashing screen after you defeat them, so if you're epileptic, look away. Mothra's sting attack will also destroy the floor. You need to use Rush Jet to get across here. Watch out for Toga heroes. Look at the lights on these blocks to know if they're going to shift their spike positions. The spikes on these blocks will damage and knock you back, not kill you. So. These distinct walls you see, the one blocking the energy tank you saw, can be destroyed with the drill bomb. I have no reason to be greedy here and now. For the next boss, tentatively named the Square Machine, you want to use the Dust Crusher. You need to slide to dodge its transitions. Then once it moves in slowly, you infiltrate it and shoot the Dust Crusher at its core, while dodging its shots. Master Opponent. It's not often I beat that boss without taking a hit at least once. This stage is an auto-scroller. Fun. You need to watch for these electro balls that move around some of the platforms. The flash stopper can be pretty useful here. Wow, that was horribly executed. There's a jump big up ahead, so I'm gonna use the drill bomb. Garyobies, which are the gapules with the saw blades, can be destroyed with the ring boomerang. Up ahead, more auto-scrolling. These platforms will descend once you land on them, and rise up quickly while you jump. Move around those carefully while avoiding ring rings, or rather shooting them. The balloon carrier is the answer to how do you get that energy tank right there. Up next, we got the cockroach twin, which is a pretty easy boss, actually. You just have to be careful about taking hits against him, because they can knock you into the spikes and kill you easily. I'm good on ammunition anyway. These slinky type robots aren't really a threat at all. Alright, so with this, we confront Dr. Cossack with his machine, the Cossack Catcher. Mega Man Legacy Collection says its weakness is the Dust Crusher, though I prefer to just use the Mega Buster. Ooh, what's this? So the truth of the matter is, while Dr. Cossack seemed like he was another evil genius planning to take over the world, he was merely being manipulated by the true evil, Dr. Wily, after he kidnapped Cossack's only daughter, Kalinka. And Proto Man returned Kalinka, and it was revealed to Mega Man that it was really Wily that was behind all this. Surprised? Neither am I. Alright, so now we're in the Wily Castle stages. Lots of metals here. The metals that spin and shoot 3 bullets straight forward take 3 uncharged shots with the buster to destroy. We have appearing and disappearing blocks here. You can skip this one by using the wire or rush coil. This one, not really. Although you might be able to use rush jet and then the wire if you were good. I'm not gonna do that though, because this sequence isn't hard to memorize. Even the boss is a giant metal. And this is definitely one of the harder bosses in this game. It says its weakness is the Dust Crusher, though it doesn't really do much as a whole, so I'm just using the Mega Buster. And this boss is tedious to the extent where I'm gonna have to use an energy tank. I got lots of them. that boss sucks. Pay close attention to these lanes as I slide. We got those pains in the ass again. Again, Garyobies can be destroyed with the ring boomerang. Eddie got me an extra life. For the next boss, Taco Trash, you want to use the ring boomerang. Just make careful movements along the lips, and pay close attention to what attack he's using. So I didn't need to use my energy tank after all. Like it matters. I didn't want to take any chances. Some resources here. That was a bad landing place. That was a horrendous landing place. All my weapons are maxed out. I only have it fully loaded, just some support items, so it doesn't really matter. Then we have the traditional Robot Masters rematch. Bright Man dies first, because he's a troller. I feel like he does the Flash Stopper a lot more often if you actually fight him with the Rain Flush, as opposed to shooting him a bit with just a Mega Buster. And even then, that didn't save me. So... Now we got an easier one. Again, Dive Man, you're a noob. Now we're gonna fight a tougher one, Drill Man. Remember, he's invincible while he's burrowing into the ground. Ah, coward. Coward. Stop hiding and fight me like you did in the previous round, will you? Toadman, extremely easy. Some king you are. I had some input fails trying to charge. And then I accidentally ended the battle over top the capsule, making me miss the energy pickup. Because, you know, Rayman sucks to fight against. Dustman's weakness is supposed to be the ring boomerang. Even then, the vacuum suck makes him invincible. There we go. After this, you fight the Wily machine. The first half of the machine is easy and hardly worth the fight. If you get up close enough to him, he can't hit you with his bullets, so you can just jump and shoot a charged shot with grace. The second half of the machine, though, that's a different story. To take it out quickly, you have to shoot and detonate the drill bomb just as it gets to the core in order to damage him, and that can be tricky. The shots are also a lot harder to avoid. If you use the rain flush just before Wily takes off in his capsule, the rain flush can in fact destroy Wily at that very moment, if you wanted to actually kill him. Doing so stops progression to the final stage, though, so it is a game-breaking glitch. For the final stage, you need to have the Pharaoh shot. So as I go down to the tunnel here, I do some grinding against the worm-type robots until I get enough weapon energy pickups to close enough to max out the Pharaoh shot. This took a while for me to do, as it tends in my playthroughs. So I'll just skip ahead to where the Pharaoh shot is close enough to being full. And we're ready to take on the Wily Castle. Remember where Wily appears in a flash and shoot the Pharaoh shot at him. The projectile he shoots at the moment can make it hard to aim. Just remember that the Pharaoh shot can also be shot diagonally. It's not letting me charge it for some reason. There we go. It'll also damage him if you have the charge held over top where he directly appears. Then after the fake surrender, he takes an escape route, and Mega Man uses his transportation warp to get out of the castle before it self-destructs. We're still in Russia, I'm guessing, judging by the way this scene looks. There's Wily Saucer escaping. Mega Man escaping. And then we got a skull mushroom cloud. Then Mega Man rides on a train back home, and we get staff credits. I'll let you enjoy these. And then Eddie appears and fills in the Capcom part of the presented by. And that's where the game ends. Alright, so that's 4 out of the 6 games in Mega Man Legacy Collection completed on my channel. I'm going to do the remainder of this collection and the rest of the Canon series, so stay tuned for that. I am Crowlister, the Master of Ponage. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video.